All right, guys, what is going on? We are live. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name is Odum. Today is Thursday, episode 399, almost at 400, which is pretty crazy to think about it. And that's almost 400 episodes of getting together right here on YouTube and live streaming our process of trying to build ourselves a company, which is going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. And what we're building is Pixel Media maybe, where we have a WEBFLOW web design and development agency where we build websites for our clients. And we also have Pixel Pieces, which is our WEBFLOW component and template library, which is just new and we've just kind of launched. And oh my goodness. Oh geez, already all stuffed up. I need a fan or something in here because I'm just in my den here in my studio, and it's pretty small. It gets pretty hot. What was I talking about? All right, Pixel and Pixel Pieces. So what we were working on yesterday is we were building ads or trying to build an ad to promote our services for web design here in Halifax and maybe more broadly in Canada. And we were having a little technical difficulties, but I did manage to launch it yesterday. So I figured let's just take a look at this now and we'll just kind of go from there. And I guess once we take a look at our ads and kind of see how, I say ads, but really it's just one ad, we'll see how it's performing. And then I think it would be a really good idea to start to write down at least our standard operating procedures when it comes to how every single customer is going to move through the pipeline from initial contact all the way down to like completion of project and then beyond as well too. So we'll kind of just kind of put some things down so we can kind of work through that. So let me just close that and let me just bring up, see now my Stream Deck is really bugging out and it wasn't working yesterday. And is it working now? It's working, but it's not showing me that it's working and it's really, really wonky. I don't know what's going on with this. I might have to see about uninstalling the software for it. Anyways, it looks like it's okay. Like I'm sharing my screen now. So where's my mouse? Okay. So this is the page in which we're bringing our Google Ads to, which is our basically a one-page sell page for being able to purchase our services to build yourself a website. And if you go to the bottom where this is kind of where you get started, where there's two plans to pick from, which is $3,000 will get you a completely custom website for your business. And if you want to go larger than that, then we have the $5,000 a month recurring fee to basically be your web design and your whole production team of your whole website, whatever it is that you need. It's basically like hiring a designer and developer all in one. So kind of saving you some money there because that would probably cost you between $10,000 to $15,000 a month as an agency or as a company to be able to hire that many people or to hire those two people. So that's the idea behind that. And then we have these kind of upsell things, I guess you can say. So this is something that we're going to need to think about in terms of when we're going to mention this in our process, because that's something where once the website is done, we can say like, hey, listen, if you don't want to have to worry about learning WebFlow and training on how to use it and all that kind of stuff, you can retain our services for $250 a month and we will just update all the content for you. So you just send it our way and we'll go ahead and make sure that everything is published and good to go. And if you want to add in some SEO stuff too, we could bring that, we could bring that to the table as well too for $1,000 a month. Right. So that is what we have. And if we take a look at our ads, let me zoom in here so you guys can see. Okay. So we have our first ad and I guess we can kind of see how it's performing. Let me just give this a refresh, see if I know this stuff isn't in real time, so I'm not sure how often this information gets refreshed, but okay. So here we have our ad. So we have a 10.53% click-through rate. Again, is this good or not? I don't know, but I guess I feel like anything over 5 is a good number to have. But anyways, we have 10.53, which is pretty good. So, but average cost per click is 90 cents and the total cost is 10.78. Now, there's one thing I noticed. I remember we did this before is, do we want to show this ad on mobile? I mean, of course, our site is fully responsive if we just go down here as what you would see on a phone. So, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like people won't be able to see anything on a phone, and you can still go ahead and pick a plan and get started. So, I mean, I mean, right now I don't see it as a bad thing. The reason why I mentioned that, if we take a look at our analytics here, so here's what we can see, and this is just for today. So I just did this last night, I think, or like yesterday evening or whatever, after the live stream that I went live. So even just for today, we can look at 23 people coming in from ads. I would imagine this ads, and then 5 people direct. If we click on the direct, and we can just isolate that. Hello, clicking. What's going on? Give this a quick refresh here. Okay. So that seems like, I don't know what's going on here, but just they're coming in and there's 100% bounce rate. They're not spending any time. So I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's some kind of crawlers or whatever. But if we go to Google Ads, yeah. So we have 23 people that came on, or 24 views. It's weird. It's 23 people. I'm not sure what the difference is there. We have a bounce rate of 95%, which means obviously they're hitting that page and then leaving, which is fine in the sense that there's only really one page to go. There's some stuff up here, of course, if people are really kind of going to kind of get in there and learn a little bit more about the company. But yeah, they're really kind of coming and leaving. So, but they're staying on average a 7:32 time on site. So it's hard to tell. Is that really skewed because one person just left the site open for like hours, and then it's skewing the average time on site? So there's not really as much data here to really make any kind of good calls for now. But if we see here, this is interesting though. It says it has 12 clicks, but then here we're seeing 28 or 29 or, geez, I don't even know what the right number is here. There's page. Oh, this is all the pages. This is reversed. So 23. So either this is not up to date, which is probably what it is, because I think this says here, I think there's something where it says that it's not like real-time data. Oh yeah, reporting is not real-time. There we go, right there at the bottom. So if it's not real-time, then that's fine. So our optimization score is 68. Did that just go down since refreshing? Let's just click on this thing here just to see what it says. So your campaign optimization is 68%. So I think if we had more ads and assets, it would up this by 17%. I don't think we need to worry too much about this right now. Maybe having some images or an image would be nice, actually. So we can maybe think about upping that. Because I think I've seen it, so when you do a search, there's a nice image that kind of shows up. So maybe that's an image of, I don't know what would be a good image for that, to be honest. Maybe an image of me, like that's on the thumbnail for this live stream. Maybe that will be a decent thing. I'm not sure. So yeah, there's not too much we can say about how things are going just yet. At least from what I know. Again, I'm not a Google Ads guy, so this is going to be total learning for me. And I know we did some stuff before as well with Google Ads, but I don't think I learned very much, except for spent a lot of money. Okay, so here's our keywords. So broad match, not eligible, low search volume. Okay, that's what we can see kind of what people are clicking on. Web design agency. Yeah, website design for startups. So that would be a good, oh geez, that was $2 for that one click. Website design is for small business. So that's interesting. Website design for small business as well. 20 impressions, but that one didn't get any clicks. Interesting. Okay, so Leo, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I don't know if I can get these comments to show up here. I mean, I could try. But again, I'm not, I don't know, my stream deck is not, okay, it's showing up there, but it's not telling me if it's showing up or not. Anyways, hello. I'm first, I think. Yes, definitely the first one to comment here today. So how's it going? Hope everything is going well. All right. Anyways, yeah, I don't know where else we can go, or if we should dive into anything more today. I think we need to give it a couple days to get maybe some more data, some more information. Yeah. Yeah. So did I succeed with Google Ads? Well, I mean, it's live. So yeah, we do have this campaign now. So, I mean, it's success in the sense that, yeah, everything is working and we have an actual campaign that's running. So that's good. So we can see our impressions and our click-through rate, and we spent $10.78 so far. So that's good. We don't have any customers from it yet. So yeah, that's where we are. And again, I'm not sure what to do with the information and to do with the data that we have so far. And I think it's still a little bit early to tease out too much insights from this. So we're going to give it a couple more days and come back maybe on Monday or so to see how things are going. You gave Alluri an update. Cool. That's awesome. Just keep plugging away and keep making those improvements slowly but surely. That's what it takes. So that's awesome. Good to hear. Okay. So yeah. And then it's going to be the questions of, do we need to update our website to maybe make better conversions? Because the question is going to be, what's going to be our conversion from people that go on to an ad and go on to reach out to us? And that brings me to, I guess, what's kind of pretty important to do here is actually creating a little bit of like planning out our funnel here and seeing how we want our customers or potential customers to move through the whole Pixel pipeline. So let's say Pixel funnel from initial awareness to customer to final website delivery. So this is just taking them through the whole process. So one thing that we did, I just brought this up now just to have a quick look at this. So this is a quick chart that we made up for Pixel Pieces and thinking about what our funnel is going to be like for getting people on board to Pixel Pieces. Now, if you just want to look real quick here. So Pixel Pieces, I feel like it's one of those, it's a product that, I mean, it's $250. So I think it's one of those products where you're not going to need a huge sales cycles. We're not going to need huge sales calls. I think people are just going to basically either decide that they want to spend the money on it or they don't want to spend the money on it. And that's it. That being said, I mean, I'm always going to be available to talk to people if they have any questions for sure. But the way that the sales funnel is right now, there's no, hey, if you're not sure if this is right for you, get in touch. You know, it's like, it's $250. It's a small ticket item, right? So I figure anything less than $1,000 can be seen as a small ticket item, especially if you're working in a creative agency and, you know, you have a certain budget of like, as a designer, you might have like a $1,000 budget or something like that to just be able to buy whatever it is that you want for to help you do your job. And if you're like, hey, I just want Pixel Pieces because I want to have those components for me in my job, then you go ahead and pay the $250. It's not too big of an expense, and there's no recurring fees or anything associated with that as well too. So that's join for free. So if we go to kind of get access, yeah. So that's the process here is basically people go from learning about us and then they either go to the forever free plan and then they can kind of fool around in the application and see if they like it or not. So basically take it for a test drive and then they graduate to all access. So we kind of put that, and then that's it. That's kind of the pipeline of what we have. And that's the pinnacle of, you know, what we sell right now at Pixel Pieces. So we did that in a little bit of a funnel, and we basically just put it at of all the people that are aware of Pixel Pieces, they come onto our website, they learn about us, whether that's through social media, paid ads, whatever the case may be. The idea is that 10% of those people will end up signing up for a forever free plan. Maybe that's ambitious, I'm not sure, but it's free. What do you got to lose? Hopefully we can get that 10% conversion. And from there, and we call that kind of this activation stage where they're like activating and actively engaged in the product. And then there's the revenue stage where out of all the people that signed up for the activation stage, then 10% of them go to the revenue stage. That means they went from a free plan to a paid plan. And that brings us to a 1% conversion rate from initial awareness to revenue. So out of 100 people that visit the website, 10 of them are going to sign up for the free plan and 1 of them are going to sign up for the paid plan. So that's kind of what we're thinking about what our funnel is going to be, at least initially. So then the goal is going to be how can we increase the amount of people that are going to our funnel? And then we want to see, of course, once we get more data, where people might be leaving through our funnel, where we might have kind of a little bit of a leaky bucket too, in terms of where people are dropping off, right? So that's kind of the idea there. And hopefully once we start making some YouTube content and help promote that organic traffic to our site, we'll be able to start getting that information from our customers. So that's that, I guess, basically. But the other thing too that I'm not sure how to deal with this and how to kind of engage with this is this whole referrals. So for commissions. So we have our whole affiliate thing now. So anybody can join. And the idea behind this is if you join as an affiliate, if you promote Pixel Pieces and you get someone to sign up for a paid plan, you get a 50% commission on that sale. So we sell for $250. So you make $125 US commission for every person that you refer. And that's, I'm not going to say free money, but that's money that you can make. So if somebody was on Pixel Pieces and they were like a Rockstar affiliate where they would bring in 1 new person a day to Pixel Pieces, let's just use a straight number. So that would be 30 people a month that they would get in. So 30 people times 150. So that would be $4,500 US cash that you can make commission per month just from referring Pixel Pieces to, your audience or whatever, right? So I'm hoping that that's going to be a really good way for people to come onto Pixel Pieces and for other people to want to collaborate with me in order to make some extra money. So, right. And I wonder if there's any ads that I could do for this to get people to know about this commission structure. I'm not sure. So we'll have to think about that. Okay. So anyways, all of that being said, that was just an overview of looking for what we have as our sales funnel for Pixel Pieces, but we don't have one in place for just Pixel Media as just like, Pixel Media itself. So let's take a look and just kind of just jot things down, and we can kind of make a few different assumptions and have a good starting point for starting to think about how this is going to work and how people are going to move through our funnel. So let's see so let's just go with the funnel here for a second. And let's kind of maybe bullet point this. So here we have initial awareness. And that could be, we're going to put bullet points here. That could be right now, obviously, we're doing Google Ads. So people are going to hit our website and they're going to learn about us through there. Then we're going to say YouTube. Obviously, that could be the live stream is one. And then the other one, more importantly, I think would be Pixel tutorial. Well, I'll just call it Pixel educational channel, which is coming imminently here. So those are the 2 initial awareness. Okay. And then so after they get to that initial awareness, what I would love for them to do, of course, is book a free call. That's the next step. So if that's the next step, I do worry that it's not as prominent on the site. I feel like there's a get started, but maybe we should have another thing another button where it says book your free call or something like that. But I mean, the thing is, if you hit get started, it takes you all the way down here. And then it says, book a call. Maybe we should say, book a free call, just to make it stand out a little bit more. So if we go, let's go into here. Can we zoom in this? Where are we here? Right. Should we be like, book a free 15-minute call? Or is it actually 50 minutes? What is it? What happens? Let me click on this, see what happens. 30 minutes. I have 30 minutes. Yeah, maybe we can slim it down to 15, but this is a friendly chat for us to get to know each other and for me to learn about your business. No pitches, no strings attached. Yeah, so I like that. Maybe just book a free call. And we actually need to go to this tab here. Right. So I like that. And this is just the add-ons. And I think we have, good. Let's have a chat. Yeah. No pitches and no string. I think I like no pitches. Let me edit this. No pitches and no pitches. I'm going to say no pressure and no strings attached. I'll say maybe book your free call now. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty good. The question is, do I need to say that anywhere else? Get started. Blah. Yeah, I feel, because these get started, they just bring you down to here. I think that's okay. We'll see. We'll see how things are gonna go, and then we'll see if, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. A part of me is like, it's really good. It's like one call to action, right? Start a project or get started. I think they both bring you to the same place. Getting a new website used to be a painful and expensive process. Not anymore. Boom. Right. Yeah, I think this looks good. Let me just refresh this. So book a free call. Maybe that sounds a little bit better. Darkness, how's it going? Hello indeed. Welcome. How you doing today? Good to see you as always. Right. Yeah, the key question is going to be how often we're going to be able to get people to convert from, again, the initial ad and to actually booking a call. So that's going to be the question. So anyway, so that's part of the funnel. You're doing good? Good to hear. Awesome. So we want them to book a free call, and then we do want to be able to actually have a process. Maybe we could have a process. So now when we go on this call, we don't want to just go willy-nilly and just winging it every single time. I think we want to have a specific things that we want to say in order for the customer to know that we're on the ball, right? So obviously we're going to want to hear their story, but I wonder if it's probably best. I think we should start start the call or the conversation with, I don't know, like, does the customer care to know a little bit about us? I feel like that might be too much. It's like, hey, by the way, blah, 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 we've been in business for this long. I think maybe, yeah, I think it might be something like, before we jump in, and this is something I think we should actually script out quite a bit. Not script out as if I'm going to be on the call and I'm going to be reading the stuff word for word, but just to have an outline for all the different things that we want to make sure that we cover in the call. So we kind of want to start. Jump in. Well, actually, we could almost, hang on. Let's just put this here. Let's go initial sales call. And it's not like a sales call, but whatever. We're just going to introductory call. Well, let's call it a sales call because it's kind of, obviously we'd want to, we're not going to be pushy. We're not going to be like, hey, you need to buy this now within the next 30 minutes or else, it's going to be twice as expensive. No cheesy sales tactics at all. We just really want to understand what it is that they're doing. Yeah, Brent, how's it going? Yes, absolutely. Discovery call. That's the word. That's the word. So the last discovery call I had, I definitely went out. Well, they were pretty gung-ho at just talking about what it is that they wanted. But there was a few things that I remember I wish that I could have gotten out before they started. But yeah. So initial discovery call. Yeah, exactly. It's the whole purpose is to see if they're the right fit. Yeah, so absolutely. So let's just, whoops. Okay. So let's just write that down here. Purpose of this call. We'll just say, make sure they are a customer that I actually want to work with. See if they're a difficult customer or not, which I guess is, if they're a good fit. And we want to make sure they understand the budget. That's pretty clear. So actually, one of the first thing that I remember, yeah, Brent, hope he's doing well. Oh, hang on. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, God, I got to fix this stupid Stream Deck. Yeah, Brent, you're doing well. Getting some work done while having a stream on in the background. Yeah, awesome. I appreciate that. Glad to be, I was just say tickling the ears, but I don't think that sounds really good. But yeah, everything's going well on my side. So just, I don't know, living life every day, enjoying every day, and just trying to get better a little bit every single day to hopefully get us to make some money, make that cheddar. Because I think I was saying yesterday, okay, enough's enough. Pixel, now's the time to start making. We got to get to this $1 million here. No, let's not mess around. We need to start getting some customers. Okay, so yeah, make sure they understand the budget. Yeah, the last call I had, it was basically I was saying, hey, listen, before we get into the last call, they kind of started talking really quickly about what it is, the problems they were having. And I was just listening to them. And then I was like, okay, I totally understand that. Just before we get forward and we start talking more, I just want to put it out there that just based on what I've been hearing from you guys and based on my experience working with these kinds of clients in this type of project, the cost of this project is going to be anywhere, I'd imagine, between $25,000 and $40,000. Is that number something that makes sense to you? And if it does, then great, we can continue. If not, then we should probably just end this call right now, and I can see if I can find someone else that might be able to work more within your budget. So I tried that, and that worked beautifully, and it was fantastic. So then we can move forward to make sure that we're on the same page financially. And that's something that it's definitely not something that I came up with. That was from Christo and the Future, and he has fantastic content on learning how to talk with customers and clients and dealing with clients and being on that kind of initial sales call. And really, you can tell if you're on a good sales call and the customer kind of knows what they want. It's pretty smooth in terms of just having a conversation and just making sure that you can answer all their questions so that they feel confident in knowing that you're going to be able to provide them with what they want at the end of the day. So making sure you're listening to what their objections are and what their questions are and like what the problem, like find out like the key crux of what their problem is and making sure that you'll be the one that's to solve their problem, which is kind of huge. So yeah, as example, there's one client or potential client, I was on a call and they were really worried about, they paid top dollar for this agency to do a bunch of work for them. And then at the end of the day, that agency just outsourced all the work to, I think it was like just like a company in India or whatever. And they're just like, we don't want that. And then, they say that we've just had lots of problems with that. And I was like, you don't have to worry. All the work that we do is done in-house. There's myself and there's a couple other partners that I have that I do work with, and I've worked with them for 10, 15 years and it's all done in-house. And they're like, okay, great. That's fantastic. Right. So you just kind of move forward with those conversations like that. So it's really, really cool. I think what would be really cool too is if we ever get, I know we have Discord. Actually, I haven't done much with Discord, pretty much at all, but if people are interested, just getting together and having like mock sales calls, I think is really, really valuable, because it's one thing to, know what to say and kind of pull it out there. But then it's another thing to actually, like film it and do like a real legit sales call. And even if it's just role playing, it's still super, super valuable to do. So anyways, I don't know, I'll put something out there if anyone's ever interested in doing stuff like that, because I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, okay. So the purpose of the call, make sure they are customer. Yeah. Make sure they understand the budget. And I'm going to flesh this out. I don't think we're going to do this today because this is going to be like a lot of work, but figuring out the whole like SOP, standard operating procedure of the whole call, I'm sure it's going to be a work in progress, but I just want to maybe put like the rough outline together so we can kind of see how things need to go, and then I could see where I'm going to need to fill in the gaps in order to kind of write some content and information. And the reason why I want to do this now is because I would love to have some of the stuff in place so that hopefully in a few months, once we get a couple customers coming in through the door, that it's going to start to get so busy that I don't want to be fumbling around while I'm so busy dealing with clients about trying to put these processes in place. So if the processes are in place now, then that's going to help when other people can help me with this whole process, and they don't have to try to reinvent the wheel. I'll be like, hey, listen, just follow the script. This is how we kind of interact with customers. This is how we move them through our funnel. So, and then we could just want to think really surgically about this whole thing. Like, how do we optimize people to get through our system as efficiently as possible and with as much value as possible, so that at the end of the day, they feel like they're just so happy that they're working with us, right? It's like at the end of the day too, it's like treat the customers with the utmost respect, and everything else hopefully will kind of take care of itself. But part of that too is making sure that we have these processes in place so we can take care of their time and all that kind of stuff. Okay, enough blabbing. So, excuse me. All right, the purpose of the call, right? We make sure they're a customer. Because if it's going to be a $3,000 project and you could just tell that they're going to be the type of customer that is going to be the biggest pain in the butt, then yeah, we'll just be like, you know what, it's not going to work. But I've never had too many experiences like that before. I think I've had one or two, maybe way back when I was first starting out, where they were just asking for so much stuff and it was just such a nightmare. But it ended up, finally I gave them their stuff and that was that. But yeah, some people, they can be a nightmare, but you want to make sure you weed them out. The money is definitely not worth the headache, unless you like absolutely need the money, like you're starving and you have to pay your rent and you don't have money, then beggars can't be choosers. But we all want to get to the point where we don't have to do that. Okay. So we also, after we make sure that they're a good fit, or at least, that's the kind of the purpose of the call. Right. Okay. Hang on a second. This one here is not quite about the purpose, right? This is, okay. How do I structure this? Yeah. Okay. I guess, yeah, we could say make sure we align in terms of the cost of, let's say cost of our services. And that's for the startup and pro plan. It's all going to be dependent on what they're looking for. So yeah, so that's the purpose of the call. So maybe let's put like an outline of the call. So how do we want it to go? So obviously we want, I don't want to start this at 3. Can I start this at, restart at 1. Thank you. Okay. Outline of the call. So obviously there's initial introductions. And then I think this is where, we don't want to just go off about the company history. That's kind of boring. I think we can talk about first, how the process works. So we want to say, why we are here today. And just say, hey, we're trying to make sure that we learn each other and that I understand what your needs are, why we're here today. Learn about each other. I can learn about your just problems / what you're looking for. And just overall making sure we'll work well together. And I think we really want to get to the point where, I would love to get to the point where the customer really has to sell themselves to me why they want to work with me. Because that would be like the dream, right? Where you have so many clients and be like, well, why should I work with you? Why is this project an actual good project, right? So that would be really cool. I think for these $3,000 contracts, that's going to be pretty small time. And then that's where, again, hopefully I can hire other help to just do those kind of small projects that's where we're basically going to be using pixel pieces and our own components to kind of put together websites pretty quickly. But of course, it's still going to be custom in that whatever the design and stuff is going to look like, it's still going to fit their needs. But it's going to be it's not going to be the involved process as a company that's going to come in and basically want to hire us as an in-house designer and developer team that's going to help them with their website moving forward, right? Just be a complete extension of their team. So those guys, you want to make sure for sure that they're good clients, because there can be good clients that also take a lot of resources, which is fine, but there could be bad clients that also take a lot of resources, which is even worse, because then you hate doing the work because they're such a pain in the ass. So anyways, okay. So how the process works, why we are here today. Why did I have A? Right. Okay. So we introduce each other, we talk about why we're here today. Right. And then from there, I guess, where do we go from there? I'm thinking about talking about how we like to work. I say maybe how we work with our clients. And then again, there's differences. I'll just write this down here. Differences between pro versus startup. So I guess I'll just say give an overview of how we work with our clients. Basically talking about how, I could put an example. So example, we decide to work together, decide to work together. And then I set up an Asana project. I don't know. Yeah, again, this is kind of in the weeds here, but we talk about like specific deliverables. I feel like this is even too much, to be honest. This is actually way too much, but I'm just going to write this down because it's going to be stuff that we're going to need to know, to know at some point. It's basically, when I say this, it's like, who's going to be responsible for what, right? So we have to let the client know that, hey, you know what? You're responsible for making sure that you have all the assets together, whether that's images and, like images, basically, I don't know, images and video, maybe some audio if they have audio stuff, whatever. But then also the text as well, too. It's like, hey, well, you're responsible for all that stuff, right? And then this is what we're responsible for. So, yeah, but I think this is just like just a quick overview of how we work with our clients and how we deliver our product. Now, I don't know if this should be before or after, to be honest. Before or after we get talking about their problem. So I could talk about something like, we like to get, I guess we can say, why don't you tell us a bit about why you reached out to us and I think we'd like to say too, like, what problem is it that you would like for us to solve? Right. Basically give them a chance to talk. In fact, this isn't C here. This is, okay. Now this, okay. Isn't this point number 2? Oh, 3. There we go. Okay. Initial introductions, just a quick how it works. Okay. Tell us a bit about yourself. Then we get into the crux of everything here. So just say, this is where we really need to listen and pay attention to what they say, to reveal the real pain points. And I'll just put, sometimes they aren't so clear. So, and this is for us to ask questions. And then a lot of different things, we want to mirror statements. Just all the kind of tactics and things that you would use to make sure that the person you're talking with understands your pain or understands what you're saying. So, it sounds like you're saying, and then repeat it back, and they're like, yes, or like, that's right. Try to get those kind of key things through when you're having those conversations. They say something like, oh, it sounds like whenever someone gets to your website, they're not performing this action, which is causing this part of your business to whatever. And they'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. It's like, oh, okay, perfect. So then, think about how you'd solve that or whatever. I mean, you don't get into how you're going to solve things at all at this stage of the game. Okay. Yeah, you know what? This part here, this needs to go down to 4. Whoops. Okay. Something like that. So like after mirroring their problem, and nailing down what we need to do. Again, this could be definitely overkill when it's just like, hey, I'm just a business owner. I'm opening up a coffee shop down the street. I need a website. Pretty simple stuff right there, right? you can get into a little bit more details of things that they might not be thinking about in terms of, well, what do you want people to do when they're on the website? What kind of call to actions are you looking for? Do you want to have a newsletter? Do you want people to be able to sign up so that you can reach out and do any kind of marketing or special promotions to a client list? Many times, a lot of these just new business owners won't even think about that kind of stuff too. So that's other little things that we could lead them towards during this initial call. Down what I guess kind of what this, not really the scope of work, but nailing down what we need to build. Then we can talk about the process. And then that process could be, then we would have already talked about money here before. And let's just say, talk about money to make sure we're on the same page. So we could say, talk about the process. Again, it's going to be different for, again, the pro versus startup, but I'm just going to go with the startup now because that's probably going to be the most popular thing, I would imagine. I could be wrong. That'd be great if I am wrong, but I imagine that's going to be the most popular one. So we could say, so first thing is we take payment, and then we talk about setting up an Asana project. And this, again, I don't know if I would say this completely in a call like this, but I'm just writing this down to know what the steps are of what we would do internally. Set up an Asana project. And then we set, right. Now we set up an initial, it's a kickoff meeting, right? So kickoff meeting where we outline, that's where we get the scope of the project, right? And then just say outline what is required from both of us. And just, this is where I'll just give the example, you need to write the content, give images, of your team. And then that's one thing we could do, not kind of as an upsell, but we say like, hey, listen, if that's something that you're not sure that you want to do and you want us to take care of that, we do offer packages that we can help you with that. But for now, like, that's just your responsibility, right? So yeah, set up the initial kickoff meeting. We set up an Asana, and then we literally, then it's just like, then we just get to work. And then I guess we could talk about, what do I say for revisions? I can't remember if it's unlimited revisions or it is design until you're happy. Okay, there we go. So let's just say unlimited revisions through the process. And of course, if it's for, right. Yeah, and if it's for, again, a $3,000 project, we're definitely probably going to be skipping out. Well, we'll probably skip out on getting them to approve a wireframe. I mean, I always do a wireframe, even if it's just by hand. So yeah, we won't get them to approve that, but we'll definitely start with Figma and just sketching things out in Figma, and we'll go from there. Yeah, through the process. So we'll just say, and the process is 1, Figma design, and then 2, I mean, it's really just WEBFLOW development, and then it'll be training, and then launch. basically. Again, if this is a pro thing, it's just completely different. So, but yeah, so that's the outline for the call. Does that make sense? We just introduce each other, just talk really quick about the process. Hey, we're here just to get to know each other. We're going to ask you a bunch of questions to just kind of figure out what it is that you're looking for today. And we're just going to see if we're going to be a good fit together, if we're going to be able to actually solve your problem and understand that. And, before we get forward to, we just always like to talk about how much this thing is going to cost, just to make sure we're on the same page. So our projects for a simple basic website, we have just a flat fee or flat rate of $3,000. And with that, you get XYZ, whatever it is. And we just want to make sure that, you're okay with that. So does that sound good to you? And then, they say, yes. Okay, great. Perfect. Then let's continue. So let's just get started. And why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, why you reached out to us, and what is it, the problem it is that we can solve for you. And then they start talking about what it is that they want, and then figure how that goes, ask the different questions. And then we're like, okay, so sounds like at the end of the day, what we're going to do for you guys is we are going to build you guys a custom website for your coffee shop. It's going to have a MailChimp newsletter so that you can capture your leads and capture your audience, so that way you can email them coupons and let them know exactly what is going to be going on at your coffee shop. You want to incorporate your Instagram feed because your Instagram pictures are a banger or they're banging or whatever. You're just making bangers, whatever that's called. Wow, these kids, the lingo, the kids lingo. Anyways, so you have these amazing images on your Instagram, and you want to be able to show them on your website. So we'll do that in the gallery, and then we're going to have a contact form so that every time someone contacts you on your website, you're going to be able to get that message. And you want to be able to once a week update your menu with, the coffee of the week or something like that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build that. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be, once the website is done, you guys are going to be able to have complete control over it. Editing is not going to be a problem. We're going to train you. We're going to get you up to speed on all that stuff. The website is we're going to design something that your clients are going to love. We love to drink coffee ourselves, and we love all the amazing imagery that you can get. So we're going to make sure that this website has a really good, coffee vibe, surfer vibe feel, whatever the case may be. And that's what we're going to do with you. Does that sound good? Okay, perfect. All right. So in order to get started, the only thing we need to do, again, it's a $3,000 project. What we do is we take the full payment right up front, and we just get started right away. So as soon as you make the payment, you can go onto our website, make the payment, and then you'll be greeted right away with an email that's going to send you, there's going to be a link where you can schedule an initial kickoff meeting. And during this first kickoff meeting, that's where we're going to talk about, that's where we're really going to figure out what the website is going to look like, what it needs to have. Oh, that's right too. I did jump ahead too much too, because they're saying what it is that they were looking for. Right. Okay. So maybe I should skim that down a little bit. But then this one's like, okay, we're going to have this call. We're really going to flesh out what it is that the website needs, what requirements are going to be there, and we'll start to get into the weeds of how everything is going to look and all the functionality that the website is going to need to have. And we'll make sure that all your needs are going to be taken care of. And we're going to be able to see who's going to be responsible for what in terms of, writing content and all that kind of stuff. That all happens at this initial kickoff meeting. And you're going to be able to schedule it for whatever makes sense to you. And then we're going to set up our Asana project, which is how we communicate with you, where you're going to be able to see every step of the way of everything that we're doing in the project. And you're going to be able to see exactly where we are in the stage of the development. So you'll know you'll just be able to track it, whatever. And once we have our kickoff meeting and we set up the project, we are literally just ready to go. And we are really fast in what we do. And, based on what I've heard from you today, there's no reason why we can't get this project out to you in a week or two, or whatever the case may be. So, and then I guess end the call like that. And I guess there could maybe be some pushback on, they don't want to pay for the whole thing right off the bat. So I guess we could do something where we could say, okay, well, if you're not comfortable with that, we can do a 50-50 where we could take maybe even, I don't know, we could take $2,000 up front, and then we could take $1,000 on the back end. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, and I got to say something about too that we're going to design till they're happy. So if you're not happy with the way it looks, then let us know, and then we'll keep working and revising. And if it gets to the point too where it's finding that our tastes aren't similar, then I don't know what to say about a refund or whatever. But I think we say on the website like no refunds. Do that. Yeah, we don't offer any refunds. So that's why we're gonna wait till you're happy. So, and if the customer gets to the point where, like as an example, they look like they were cool, we went through the process, and we've gone through like 5 revisions, and it's like we're nowhere near close, I'm going to be like, you know what? Here's your money back. Like we're done. We're done. You're never going to be happy. So, and our tastes, I guess, are just, they just don't match, right? So you kind of cut your losses at that point. But then again, that's our jobs as designers, to understand what it is that the client wants and to be able to convey that and deliver that on screen for them. I've never had that happen to me where I developed something where they were just truly not happy with the final product. At least from no one's told me to my face, right? So, okay. So that's the process. So, all right. Okay, so this is in the process here. This is the funnel. We're going to call this the sales funnel right here. Double N. Okay, so then they get to a free call, and now they're a paid client. They made the purchase through Stripe, right? Okay, so once they made the paid client, once they're a paid client, we have, looking at, I guess, let's put all the like touch points, I guess. There's a kickoff meeting. And then there's going to be the different touch points. There's going to be, I guess, approvals. And I guess that's going to be the design and then the development. After the design stage, then the development stage. And again, if it's a pro, I guess we can, there'll be other, like there'll be wireframing and there'll be all that kind of stuff too to get them to approve on before we even start designing. But for the 3000, it's just quick design and development. And then there's the deliverable. So there's going to have to be a point somewhere. I don't know where this should be, but if someone's on the starter plan, there's going to be somewhere too where we want to talk about these add-ons. And I think the time would be once we deliver the product and they're super happy with it and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I think because we're going to be talking about training, right? Okay, now we're going to train you on how to use and update the website. And that could be the time to, I hate this word, but that's where it could be upsell. You can upsell the content management and then also the SEO. Right. We also need to talk about the hosting services. That's a good thing. I've never even thought about that. Should we get them to host or should we just host themselves? I mean, I don't want to make any money from it, but at the same time, should there be a little bit of a management fee associated with it? So like if I have to pay WEBFLOW $16 a month, right, for hosting, should I just charge them like $20? And then so at least, whenever there's any issues or whatever, they're going to come calling me. That'll just kind of help pay for that kind of time. I feel like that is probably standard, right? What people do. Or I could just charge straight up minus the whatever 4% that I have to take a hit on whenever Stripe, like with the Stripe fees. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's when you upsell. Okay. And then I guess the question is how often after that deliverable, there could be, like a bi-monthly, I'm not sure. Just like a touch point in terms of just emailing, like, how's it going? There's other things too that we need to talk about, and I don't know where this is gonna be. I guess we can lay it out here with SEO, and then we could talk about analytics as well. Make sure to talk about that. Analytics. Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. Okay. This is a little bit off from a total sales funnel here, guys, but I'm just kind of dumping things out of my mouth here onto this page, and it's definitely going to need a lot of cleaning and revisions, but a good starting point. Okay, initial awareness. Yeah. And I'm just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put this that's the startup. And then there's going to be, oops, come on. I mean, with the Pro, the differences are basically going to be the same. I'm just going to say, let's just jot down some ideas here. The differences between the startup and the Pro is how much, I don't know if this is the right word, but hand-holding we are going to be doing with the client. I'll say we absolutely want to make sure that they feel like they are being taken care of and are in great hands, aka reinforce. Oh my goodness. Okay, reinforce to them that they made the right purchase, especially in the first 24 to 48 hours. Super critical. So it's not even so much of a sales funnel. I don't even know I really don't even know what to call it. Customer journey, maybe? Is this what this is called? Okay. So after, well, let's see. Okay. Yeah. So it's going to be the same thing. It's still going to have, your kickoff meeting. But this is, you're supposed to be a point here. Continue numbering. No. Okay. Can I set my numbering? Set numbering value, right? Start at 4. So you have kickoff meeting. Again, this is just going to be discussion of all the services we'll offer and how they work. This is just general stuff here. Again, yeah. So approvals. And then we'll have like a final website deliverable. And then we'll have monthly SEO audits / reports. And then what else do we have? I think, no, let's go here. Yeah. And I think, whoops, where am I? We could do, it would be good to do analytics reporting. And I guess it's because this is going to be continual. I don't know exactly how to say this as well, but continual, continual contact dealing with design and development requests. That's really, it's all through Asana, which works out really, really well. I actually love it. My clients love it too. The fact that we can just log on to Asana and say, hey, this is what I need to get done. Just assign it to whoever, and that's it. Like, you don't need to send emails and all this kind of stuff. It just works super, super nicely. So I highly recommend, if you're working with clients, to set up some kind of system where you guys can just asynchronously manage all the work that you're doing. To be able to like have to jump on a call with somebody or send them an email, wait for them to reply or whatever, it's kind of a pain. But if you can just keep all your communications in one place where you can just track all the work that you're doing, it's really quite valuable. And whether it's Asana or Trello or Monday or whatever, it doesn't matter. Or Notion, it does, like, just something that you can track stuff. So yeah, so that's the difference here between the startup and the pro. But the call is still going to be the same, pretty much. The only difference is, in a pro call, there's going to have other different things of like showcasing how we work, right? And then launch, and then for pro, we'll just say, let's go pro, continual maintenance, updates, and then also how it's going to work with SEO and analytics. I'll say, excuse me. Wait, hang on a second. What is this? This I here. Get to work. Wait, okay, hang on a second. This is the call. And then talk about the process. Yeah, no, this doesn't make sense. Yeah, because we're saying there's difference. Yeah. Oh, yeah, shoot. This is... I think this needs to go... Oops. No. I think... Maybe these guys. Can I indent it? Yeah, I think there's this button. Yeah, there we go. Right. I think after launch, we could talk about starter. And this is where we could do options for continuing to work together, right? Where it could be SEO or it could be content. Right. And then from there, yeah, initial instructions, how the process works, or not. Okay, this is more about. I think this is. I think this is just why we are here today. And then I think we just go to this, learn about each other. Yeah. And then the other one is make sure we're on the same page about budget. Right. There's 3 things. I know I had a script with my last call too. Let's see if I can just find it real quick. See if there's anything that I'm missing. Oh, right. Yes. I actually opened up the same page. Okay. So I have a thing too of number 1, talk about the scope. Number 2, talk about the timelines. So yeah, number 1, budget. Number 2, timelines. When they want their website. Again, for starter, doesn't really matter because we can do it quick. But for a pro, it's like, hey, if you wanted your site in a month and it's got to be a crazy site, not going to work. And then we could talk, then I also have the scope, but I think that could get fleshed out in number 3. Which is number 3, actually. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's how that conversation went, and that was pretty good. Okay. Okay. So this sales funnel, I feel like I'm making this too complicated, right? Initial awareness, they book a call, they're a paid client. And then there's the deliverable. Yeah, this is, okay, let's simplify this. Book a free call, and then they become a paid client. Then we give them the deliverable. And then it's either going to be they're not a client anymore, then it's going to be ongoing, let's just call it ongoing maintenance. Right? And that could be, again, that could be a pro member or they can be whatever. That's just how we kind of want to get them to be a long-term client. That's basically it. That's the sales funnel, right? And then I guess within here, then we have the different touch points. And then we could kind of talk about what the operating procedures are at each one of these levels. Yeah, that makes the most sense here. Right. So do I need this? I wrote this stuff here. Yeah, I don't know. I think we just want to make sure that, yeah, this is here. This is outlined. This is outlined. Yeah, our initial discovery call. That's important. Let's up that. And we're going to say the purpose of the call. And then kind of the outline. Yeah, there we go. So we can say that this is like point number 2 here of this initial discovery call. And we can say initial awareness. Like these are the different avenues that we try to gather our people, try to gather potential clients. Then we go to book a free call. And like the initial awareness, again, it's basically going to be like, well, we do videos or do we do Google Ads? But then we could even in more detail kind of talk about what types of videos we do. I don't even know if that's really important to capture at this stage of the game, to be honest. But this we definitely want to capture of what we do during a call. That's going to be probably one of the most important things that we can make sure that we optimize for. Make sure we can close at a good enough rate, right? And then we get to the paid client. Then it's putting the processes in place for how do we set up the Asana project? How do we manage the kickoff meeting? What are we talking about in the kickoff meeting? How's that going to go? So we're going to have to do, you know what? We're going to have to, the next step here is initial kickoff meeting. And one thing that we definitely need to know, let's go back down to 12, please. Whoops. What did I do? I didn't want it. I thought, there we go. So question that I have, right now. So make sure I know who from their team needs to be on this initial kickoff meeting. So probably need to find that out. I don't know where to find that out. Maybe let them know after they book the call, you know, to share the link with like relevant people. Like anybody from their team could come. Like this is not going to be like a one person thing. In fact, the more people that come, probably the better. Okay. So here, I guess we're going to just outline how the call will go. Okay. And that's when there's a paid client. Yeah. And then once that's in place, then it's a little bit more nebulous in that the communication I really want to take offline in a sense where it's going to be through our project management software. So we're really going to be talking about dealing with Asana, and that's how we're going to communicate back and forth. But I think we could do I don't know if it makes sense to do any touch points now. I think we're going to figure that out through our process. So we can't really speak to that right now. Although I guess what I could speak now is the clients that I do have on like long-term, like I don't have contracts, like month to month or whatever, but that do have this ongoing maintenance, is that all the communications are in Asana. I do touch base every once in a while if I meet them in person or what have you. I just like, hey, how are you liking the service? How's everything going? Whatever. But it's going great or whatever. So, it's just, you got to gauge what the client is going through and what it is that they're looking for, and seeing if there's any other more touch points that they're going to need to see if there's anything that I can do to help them get to their goals, right? But for the most part, so far, just dealing with Asana has been pretty great. So yeah, I think we just really need to flesh out the kickoff meeting and like the initial discovery call as well too. I mean, we have our little outline here as well too. But the kickoff meeting, I think I need to take a little bit more time to think about the kickoff meeting, because again, there's going to be a big difference between the $5,000 a month client and the $3,000 a month client. With the $3,000 a month client, the client that's just going to have a one-time website for $3,000, that one's going to be a pretty, like, no more than an hour for that one. But for a $5,000 a month, that could be we're going to sit down and we're going to do some brainstorming to really try to figure out what it is that you need and what your problems are, and figure out who your target market is, do all that kind of stuff. And really, that's like a full blown, really like to think of it. That's like, okay, it's like a $60,000 project here. We're going to, all the bells and whistles, right? It's not like your typical meeting. It's basically just like a customer discovery journey or something like that. I can't remember what I call it. I actually have an outline for what I call it to go through. Let me see if I can bring it up, actually. I'm going to see if I can bring it up. Hang on a second. Let's see. I think I'm just going to hide it because I can't really say stuff too much now about like client names and whatnot. But let me see if I can go into Figma here. Do I have... Okay. Okay, why is this? Okay, hang on a second, guys. I got it up here, but it's... Oh, there we go. Right, okay. So I have this client proposal template, and here's what I have for like the initial kind of kickoff meeting. Call it a virtual discovery. So it's an overview here where we facilitate a discovery phase where we uncover insights about your stakeholders, users, and we define specific goals. They last between 2 and 4 hours, and we have to outline our business goals. We need to get the user profiles, and we need to figure out all the features that they want to actually have on their website. And then we just create kind of a summary to discuss all the different things that we did discuss and what it is that they're looking for. And we kind of put that together to the client as a proposal and say like, hey, is this the direction that you want to go? What do you think about this? And yeah, just kind of keep going from there. So that's kind of a template that I've built out so that when I do submit proposals to clients, they kind of know what the process is going to look like. So that's that. So yeah, so I think we should just say utilize framework outlined in proposal template. So we could use that as a starting point, obviously, for pro clients. Fantastic. And that's exactly pretty much the same thing that I did when I redid the website for my old job when I worked at Dalhousie. So, and it's pretty much, it's very similar to lots of big projects that you work on. If you ever get the chance to work on them, they're pretty fun. Okay, so yeah, I think, so that's pretty good. Is there anything else that I'm missing? So the key thing, at least right now, this is where we're at. We want to figure out stage 1 and 2. How do we get people from knowing who we are and to booking a free call? That's where we're at right now for Google Ads. Like, that's the purpose of this. Let me refresh this. Are we still at 114? Yeah, we're still at 114. Okay, that's fine. So let's go here. Yeah, everything still looks the same. Well, 12 clicks. But if we go to our analytics here, there's 23, 24. Does this update in real time? Do I need to refresh this? Okay, now we've gotten more. Now we've gotten 27. So we've got like 3 or 4 more. The average time has lowered significantly. People coming in from Canada and the US, Germany, India. So this is interesting too, because I specified specifically with Canada. So I don't know if people are using VPNs or whatever. And right, we have 22 coming in from the phone, but only 10 on the desktop. So the question is, do we want to limit these ads from not displaying on a phone? I don't know. I don't know if we should do that or not. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. with Google Ads. If someone's going to be searching for a web designer, chances are they probably going to be sitting at their desk in their office being like, oh, I need someone. I mean, I guess they could just look at it on their phone. And since my site, I think it looks pretty good on the phone. Let me bring it up here, actually. Probably see me pump up here as a visitor. But, all right. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good on the phone. Oop. Yep, I like it. Not showing up here on the real-time stats, so I wonder if there's any. I wonder why, or maybe there's a delay, or maybe I blocked out. Did I block out this whole thing on my network? I don't think so. Oh, but I am using Brave, right? Anyways, right? Okay. So yeah, I think the goal, what we're gonna do, we're gonna let our ads sit for a couple more days. We'll probably touch base again on Monday with the ads, anyways. Obviously, we'll be here tomorrow because tomorrow's episode 400, which is crazy. That's insane. 400 live streams, almost pretty much every day. I think there was 1 week that I took off, but that was just because I was working and I was out of province, so I didn't have much choice. But yeah, that's crazy. 400 live streams. That's a lot. That's a lot for you guys. You're watching all that. That's so much. It's hard enough just me sitting here talking, but no, I appreciate everyone throughout the whole year, almost 2 years now. What is going on? Am I still live? I guess it looks like I'm still live. What is going on? And now my mouse isn't even working? Oh, no, there it's working. It's just got all reset. Ah, very strange. Very, very strange. Yeah, it still looks like I'm going live. Ah, interesting. Anyways, all right, guys. So I'm going to end it here for today. Enough of me rambling on. But again, I thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciate it. Always appreciate the support. Brent, Leo, Darkness, you guys were hopped in here. Great to see you as always. And take care. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, I'll be back here again tomorrow for a brand new live stream. Until then, take care. See you tomorrow.